Let's Go U-Dub says, Dotson doing a lot of talking for someone who got benched for a false start.
So obviously we were going to talk about this when we got to OTAs. What do you make of some of that, though, bro?
I don't make much of it, to be honest. I think media's just blowing it out of proportion. I just think Dotson has a bad take on it. He doesn't think Broderick Jones is going to play in 2023. I think that's the main comment people are talking about.
Isaac Seumalo saying that he feels like he is ready and that he is going to.
Yeah, that's
playing.
what I mean. I think Jones is going to play in 2023 at some
Yeah.
point, whether it's week 1 or middle of the season, because he's already getting first team reps,
That's
and
what I'm
it's
saying.
really early in the offseason.
And it's not like Dan.
And they're moving Dan Moore to right
That's what
tackle
I'm
when it seems
saying.
Dan Moore is open to it.
It's open to it, yeah. And it's also not like Dan Moore didn't give up any sacks, or it was like he had this like perfect season and we're looking and saying, well, man, we're trying to upgrade that. He still had moments where it wasn't, what we personally want on a consistent basis. So it's like everything pointed to them taking this guy where they took him. And when you just look at the history of guys drafted that high, how many of these dudes don't start?
They're going to give him a chance.
Or
They're
don't even
definitely
see
gonna give him a
the
chance.
field year one.
I don't think they're going to give it to Jones, but
Right.
they're going to give him every opportunity.
That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like, to win
saying.
it.
Yeah. So I was just really shocked. I was like, man, where is that coming from, bro? But I get why media or fans, they go with the route of, oh, man, you just got benched, so you sour grapes. You're going to say it. You're going to try to hate on him. I get that part because that's fans. Media, you take the negative approach versus the positive approach or just the optimistic approach. But it was just crazy to me that Seumalo can have such a difference of opinion on Broderick and him playing, whereas Dotson, he's like, nah, I don't see that happening. I'm just like, dang. But
Now, there's a couple things. If you listen to the interview, it's teed up to be a specific question on Broderick Jones. And the guy that's asking it also talks about Dan Moore and Chooks and how he's like, I thought they played good. I don't think they should be benched. So, like, what's the deal with them drafting Broderick? Where do you think he fits on this offensive line?
Yeah.
So I think Dotson was just naturally giving his take.
Talking about that.
Yeah, I think he was giving his take and how he thinks the season will play out on the offensive line, and feels like Broderick Jones may not get a chance over those other guys. And I have a feeling this was probably recorded before maybe some of the news that came out on OTAs with Broderick getting first-team reps and everything.
Yeah.
I got to assume that. Because if he's seeing Broderick at first-team reps, I don't think you have that
But you
take.
see, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm like, the timing of it is weird. Because if it was pre-done, sure, I'm with you. If it's not, that comes off like you hate it. And I think that's what, like, in terms of...
I don't feel like he was saying it. I really don't.
Right. Does it change your mind if it was after the fact and you had already seen Broderick practicing at OTAs, taking first-team reps, and then you still have that strong of a stance?
No, just
because
because how he sounded.
Okay.
No, just because how he sounded. And he mentioned how this offensive line group's really tight right now.
Yeah.
And, like, they're doing the dinners and stuff again. I just don't feel that way.
For sure.
I didn't think there was
my-
anything malicious, anything like any, like, side agenda in his answer.
Yeah, so I was just shocked. Like I said, that just him and Isaac can have so like wavering ideas or perceptions of Broderick. That was my whole takeaway. I'm just like, how does this guy?
I didn't even hear Seumalo, so he said Broderick's going to start.
Right, he's like, yo, he should be starting. He's like, he's gonna be the starter. He's gonna be playing. Like,
that's what it feels like already.
right. But it was just such like, because Isaac, the same way Dotson was on, like, yo, he doesn't see him playing potentially this year. Isaac's like, what are you like? He's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be playing. So that's why I was just like, dang, how y'all same position? But yet y'all look at this dude very differently, it seems like. That's all.
My guess is it was recorded like last week or something.
For sure.
Maybe before.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Because otherwise, I'm like, that does make it super awkward a little bit, bro. If I'm coming in here, I'm taking these reps, and you telling people you don't think I'm going to be starting or seeing the field this year, I'm like, well, what you been seeing when I go out here? No, I'm like serious, though, because that's a part of it when you talk about that dynamic in the locker room. Now, I mean, we're all teammates, but at the same time, we're competing. Do you want this to be a Dan Moore thing because y'all got the personal relationship? Like, that's some of the stuff that potentially goes through your mind when you're the new guy. Broderick don't know Dotson like that. He don't know Dan Moore like that. But it's like, that's why I'm like, the timing of it, it just was like weird. But I do hope it's like what you were saying, man, in terms of just being early on and it ain't nothing like that. Because I'm just like, that would be super uncomfortable. I feel like if you're the young guy, man, and this is the dude that's saying that he don't think you even going to play after you seen me take reps. Like, how did you get that from what I took? Like, was I trash? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what did I look like out here, bro? It's OTAs. Who cooked me that bad?
Right. You would have, because it seemed like Dotson came across as just very honest and straight up throughout the whole interview. So the interviewer bringing up like, oh, where's the place for Dotson on
Yeah.
this line? Is he going to beat out Dan Moore on the left side or Chooks on the right or anything? I'm sure Dotson seeing that
You know what I'm
information or witnessing Broderick Jones getting first team reps would have said like, oh, actually today he got first team reps.
I think
so,
it
like,
could be any one of these dudes.
Yeah.
They're gonna compete. The best guy's gonna win. Whoever gets the job, man, I'm excited for them, man. That's gonna make us better. Not, yeah. I don't think he gonna see the field potentially this year. Like, it just is different of a response. That's my whole thing. It's like, why even go that route? But can't fault honesty. If that's how you felt in the moment, I mean, ain't the end of the world, no way or the other. But it was just like, dang, it's a little surprising, man. It's a little surprising.
No, I don't think he meant anything bad by
For
it.
sure. Shout out to Dotson either
That's
way,
my
though,
takeaway
man.
from it.
Shout out to Dotson either way, man. Yeah, and hopefully they at least could chill on him with the social media because they always try to kill him. He just be wrong place, wrong time too many times, man. But shout out to Dotson.
Yeah,
man.
it feels like Dotson's a good dude. I
I'm
mean,
with
we've
you,
had
bro.
him
We're
on
great, yeah.
any
He's cool
interview
as
I
heck,
hear
bro.
with him.
Yeah, and that's why I was so just surprised when I even read it because I'm like, Dotson has never given off that vibe, but he's never said nothing like that either, and that's why it was just like, what, like, why? What was the timing of it? Was it right after he drafted Broderick? Before he actually took these reps? Like, when was that part done? But yeah.